Yes, 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 we're back. We're back once again. I've got a very exciting breakdown today for you. It's actually an approach in central London before the COVID period, and this is called the hard stop. It's a very impactful approach. This was actually invented by my mentor in Oxford Street, and the reason he came up with this approach is because Oxford Street was so busy and it was so packed that you had to go in with extreme authority, extreme decisiveness, and really risk it all. Put everything on the line. And by doing this approach, which you jump in front of her, it's a way of showing the girl that you're very, very confident. Alright, so now let's break this down and let's really get into the details of what's going on in this type of approach. Alright, so what you need to pay attention here is I'm running it past her, but I'm not looking at her. So this is very important because I remember I was in a train station the other day and this guy walked past me and he kept looking at me as he was walking past, and I felt like he was about to rob me. And that's exactly what the girl is going to feel too, because you know, girls have a more wider periphery than the men, so she could see back there as you're coming, and if you're looking at her as you're coming in to do the approach, she's going to freak out. So just run past her like you're not actually approaching her, you're just running to get the train or something. Excuse me. Hello. Alright, so right as you're turning in to come to approach, right at that last bit of turn, that's when you get the eye contact. You get the eye contact for about a second or two, and then you open your mouth. This is very important because you've probably heard that communication is actually more about the non-verbals than it is about the verbals, right? So actually sometimes I get my clients to approach without saying any words, and what I say to my client is just go in and try to stop her with only your eye contact, because that shows me that he's got excellent non-verbals, right? And this could be a practice for you. Next time you go out, this could be just a warm-up approach, right? You go do the hard stop and don't say any words, just go in front and smile with good eye contact and just try to stop her without saying any words, right? And then obviously when she stops, then you can start to chat. Okay, another thing about the approach is that when you're doing the hard stop, you have to come in at 12 o'clock. That means toe to toe. That means you're facing her, you're exactly in front, because what a lot of guys do is they come in kind of like 10 o'clock, they come in 50-50, they're not really assertive in their approach, they're kind of half-hearted, you know, they're like, oh, please don't reject me, please don't reject me, and the girl can feel that and she walks away, right? So instead, go in risking it all, right? Because this approach is, you cannot do it if you're not 100% committed. So decide to commit and then go in. I have to tell you one thing very quickly. Yeah. So that part, I have to tell you one thing very quickly. That's called a pre-opener, and this for daytime approaches is really important, because what happens usually is when we out and about during the day, we're thinking about, you know, what we're gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna have some food, I'm gonna have breakfast, I got this task to do. You know, you're listening to music, you're not really in tune to what's going on in the present moment. So when you approach her, you need to bring her into the present moment, and that's what the pre-opener is really about. It's about getting her to stop whatever she's doing and concentrate on what you're about to say. Yeah, I think you look very nice. Thank you. So that's the magic words, that's the opener. It's very simple. I had to say you look very nice, and that's all you need to open up a conversation with a very beautiful girl during the daytime, right? People make it so much more complicated than it needs to be. I've used this opener for years and years. When I was starting out, that's all I used to say, because actually you probably know that it's not about the words. You know, I've already said this earlier, it's not about the words, and it's the same with the opener. It's actually about the non-verbals, right? So when we know what to say, we go in more confidently, we go in more relaxed. You know, you're not thinking all these, okay, what should I say? Should I this line? Should I say that line? Should I come up with this? No, you just go in, you know what you're gonna say, so you've got the cheeky smile, you've got the good eye contact, and you deliver the opener very confidently.
Thank you.
You look very relaxed.
Yeah?
It's because you're not from London.
Of course I am.
That part there, that's called a cold read, right? There's other names for it like stacks and assumptions or whatever. Essentially, they're all the same thing. It's a statement. So what are the other options, right? What do most guys do when they're opening up in a conversation with a girl, right? They say, oh, so where are you from and what's your name and how old are you? And that's the boring stuff that doesn't get you any results, because questions, they take value, right? Statements, what I do here is giving value, right? It's fun, it's playful, the girl likes it, she knows you're flirting, and that's the reason you should do it. And the cold read, obviously, cold read has to be kind of calibrated to the girl. So if she looks relaxed, you say you look relaxed. If she looks I don't know, like Italian, you say you look Italian. And I'll make a future video where I go into detail about what kind of cold reads you can say.
Of course I am.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, because usually people in London look very focused.
Yeah, I'm very fake.
Yeah. Are you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, really?
Trying to get money a new destination.
Okay, but you don't look like...
No, I'm not from London. I live in London.
Yeah, because you got this suspicious tan.
That's the one.
Yeah. So I'm guessing you're from Croatia?
No. Absolutely not.
No?
No.
I don't know.
You can never guess my accent anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I'm in a hurry. I'm so sorry.
Me too, actually.
All right, so that right there, that's called a test, right? And the reason that is because if you look at her body language, she hasn't moved. She's saying she has to go, but she hasn't moved. So that's, in that situation, you take that as a test. She wants to see if you're a real man, you know, if you're actually confident as you look, right? Because what's going to happen, a lot of guys, they're going to crumble under that pressure. And when you see that happening, next time you're out and you do the approach and she says, oh, I have to go, but she hasn't moved, all you have to say is just one thing before you go, or in this situation I say, I have to go as well, I'm in a rush, and then continue the conversation. Just pretend it never happened, right? Or sometimes you can even ignore it. She says, oh, I have to go, and you say, yeah, so like you're from like south of Italy, you're like from Sicily or something. You just continue the conversation where you left it off. And there's been actually times where the girls said I have to go 6 times, right? And I've just carried it past the test, kept going, just not being affected by the fact that she's saying she has to go. And then next thing is we're on a date, right? We're on a coffee date, we're on a, what's called an instant date.
Okay.
But one thing I noticed about you is you have a really nice physique.
Oh, great.
Do you do the bench press?
Yeah, do I? Yeah, I guess that's the reason why. The fuck? You mad?
I'm joking.
You live in London?
I do, yeah.
What you doing here?
It's funny how I make it a little bit sexual and I'm being quite persistent, and now she's interested in getting to know me. Now she wants to find out who I am, right? Because I've shown her I'm persistent. I'm showing her that I'm very confident because I'm not going to crumble under pressure. I've showed her that I can make it the conversation a little bit sexual. So it's like a man to woman. I'm flirting with her, and now she wants to get to know me. She's interested in getting to know me.
What do I do in London? I sell drugs.
Oh, great. Lovely.
I'm joking.
Okay,
All right, that right there, that's called cocky funny, and it's a very good concept. Back in the day, it was very popular, and basically all it is when she asks you a question, you don't give her a straight answer, you just say something funny. So if she says, oh, like, you know, what do you do? You say, oh, I'm a drug dealer, or like, oh, I import camels into London, or whatever you want to say. And you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't overdo this. So if she asks you like, oh no, what do you do, like seriously, and then you keep making a joke out of it, you're not really connecting, right? And it's just becoming like a clownish conversation. So just do it once or twice so you have a laugh, and then it makes the conversation a little bit funny, but then tell her what you actually do. So what you have to remember is that attraction, you know, making a girl attracted to you and flirting with her is not a logical thing, right? And that's why you want to make jokes and you want to have a laugh and have some banter with her. Don't take the conversation seriously. Don't be that like polite guy where you say what's correct, socially correct. No, really enjoy the conversation, say a little bit crazy stuff, and just have a laugh. If you have a laugh, she's going to have a laugh as well. If you find something funny and you say it and it's a joke, right, because you're gonna enjoy it, and that's gonna transfer onto her, right? It's called the energy transfer.
Oh, joking. No, I do property.
Do you? Development?
Yeah. Do you?
No, I do like...
Okay. I thought you do. Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, prostitution.
Prostitution? Okay,
No,
like
not
that.
that word,
That is a little bit too forward.
but... Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't have guessed because you look more like creative.
Do I?
Mm.
Yeah, I have my creative flair as well. But yeah, I know my work.
Yeah, and what do you do when you're not working? You do
I play
sports?
golf and tennis.
You play tennis?
Yeah.
So
I used to play professional for 9 years.
Really?
You got money for that. So
So
yeah,
you
it was
have
really
the
good.
good biceps.
Yeah. The chest is really good.
The chest. I guess you don't really need that for tennis, do you?
No.
It's more of
Kinda, yeah.
like your arms, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Everything.
you gotta
Stamina.
be stamina, yeah. Yeah, because I don't play tennis a lot. Well, I played it a few times, and it's
Right.
really tiring.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah.
It's very tiring. But yeah, anyways.
Yeah, I know you have to go. I'm Navid. Navid.
Navid.
Yeah.
That was
So I want you to really pay attention to what I do with my hand here, because I introduce myself and I put my hand out to shake your hand, but I don't take my hand away, right? This is what how usually people greet each other, right? You say, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you," then you take your hand away. But instead here, I take the hand out and I turn it and I just keep my hand there. And she's obviously free to pull her hand away at any time, but she doesn't, and it creates that sexual tension where we're just holding each other's hand. And there's been like interactions where I just hold the girl's hand for a couple of minutes, and I really look into her eyes and I close the gap, and it really makes the interaction sexual. So you know, so a lot of guys, they ask me, so how can you like escalate in this situation? So there's no like real way to escalate, because you're in the street, you're standing right in front of her, and you can't just like randomly start like touching a leg or something. That'd be weird. So this is the best way to escalate on the street.
That's
You're funny. Well, listen, another time, I would love to invite you out.
yeah. Do you reckon you can afford me?
Two parts of the interaction are extremely important: the open and the close, because that's the part the girl is really going to remember. So when you're closing, you want to close really strong, and by strong I don't mean the words. You know, I've heard some guys say, "Oh, I wanted to say you're very beautiful. Let me invite you for a coffee." No, not like that. I'm talking about the non-verbals. I'm talking about the way you look into her eyes. Maybe in between the interaction, you kind of get distracted. You're looking away. Something takes your attention. Actually, that's quite a good thing to do as well, because it shows that you're not like you're kind of like take it or leave it. But in the end, we're talking about, let's say 10 seconds at the end, you really look into her eyes and you tell her, "Listen, another time I'm gonna invite you out."
Would you? Are you still doing the prostitution job?
No. But yeah, okay, I can give you my number.
Okay.
So I can run.
Hmm?
So I can go, because I'm
Yeah,
so
I know,
in
I
a
know.
hurry. My friends have literally waiting for me like 2 hours.
Just one thing on the number clause, I've seen a few guys where, and I used to do this back in the day as well, where as we're exchanging numbers, now a really funny joke comes to me, and I'm starting to like make jokes and stuff, and I'm talking while she's trying to put in a number. That's the worst thing you want to do, because what happens is it shows her that you're too excited to get the number, right? You don't usually get numbers from attractive girls, because just imagine you meet your friend, your best friend that you lost your phone or something, and you don't have the number, and you go to get the number. If he's putting his number into your phone, you're not going to be all this jokey guy, are you? you're just going to let him put his number in the phone. And that's exactly what you should do when you get a girl's number.
You can text me.
I'll call you now, so you got my number.
Okay. See? Not the wrong one.
Do you remember my name?
Yes. I did.
See you.
All right, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. And if you have any questions about this, just comment below. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm going to be releasing a breakdown like this for the next 4 weeks. Right, so you don't want to miss it. This is going to be extremely important for your learning. So make sure you subscribe and you press the little bell button, so every time I release a video, you watch it first.
I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. You like to move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to move it, move it. I like to